Hi Leo, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you a tarot reading for your next 48 hours. Thank you so much for joining me. Do keep in mind this is general, so just take what resonates. But I want to say thank you in advance for your likes, comments, and subscriptions to this channel if you haven't done so already. And as well, to book a personal reading, just reach out via email. Everything you need is down below. I'll definitely get that started for you. And do keep in mind as well, when you're drawn or guided to this video, it's meant to pertain to the following 48 hours for you individually, not just when I post it, okay? I haven't used this tarot deck for a reading just yet. I've been playing around with it in my personal time, my free time, to get comfortable with it, connected to it. But it was a gift. It's a very, very strange deck, and you were the ones that you were the sign, excuse me, that was chosen to use this deck for the first one, the Dream Keepers Tarot. All right, let's jump right into it and keep it simple by pulling some tarot. Okay, let's do some shuffling. For Leo, next 48, the High Priestess. All right, I mean, I'm not surprised because this deck just gives me very spiritually connected vibes, very eerie vibes as well. But I feel like the next 48 hours are very comforting, but very informing. You're going to feel as if you have this very mysterious vibe, being pushed to think back to a very confusing period that had a level of comfort, but a level of spiritual activity, to say the least, okay? The Knight of Wands and the Five of Cups coming out as well, talking about how, okay, you're also going to have sort of a proper presence about you at certain points in the next 48 hours. I just feel like you're very regal, very focused, very mature in a lot of ways. I do feel as if certain energies recently that have left your life or you just experienced or crossed paths with have reminded you why you prefer to be the mature version of yourself these days, right? It reminds you of your past in a lot of ways. I just saw a face in this card. It's really reminding me of a lot of spiritual activity from my past. But the Knight of Wands and the Five of Cups, I do feel like your dreams, I was just told your dreams are going to take relevance throughout the next 48 hours, the next 2 days. Wanting to go after something passionately, but feeling as if you just expect the worst to an extent, or just feel as if there's a lot you lack in order to make it happen. I do feel the need to show the face that I saw. Do you see this here? Spirit shows me faces and things often, or just images you wouldn't, shapes or whatever you wouldn't normally see. But I do feel as if you're pushed to recognize that the simplicity but the complexity of the next 48 hours is important. It's purposeful, all right? Persevere at whatever cost. Interesting. I know that sounds intense and a bit too harsh in a lot of ways, but Spirit's saying you need to persevere and get done what you need to, and then balance things out all the meanwhile, and make sure you're expecting the best as your spirituality is heightened in the next 48 and moving forward in a lot of ways, but your manifestation skills as well. Your intuition has been taking an increase if you were drawn to this reading, even if you haven't noticed that, okay? You can hear how at certain points I'm slipping up or I'm getting a little bit nervous. It has a lot to do with the changes, the developments. You do need to cleanse your energy, I feel the need to say. But with the Two of Swords, it's just, I mean, look at this deck. The imagery, this isn't even the weirdest one. So weird. But I just feel as if at times you feel very disconnected from your body. Wow. You could be doing some, what is it, astro traveling? But you could also just feel as if you are so spiritually connected, connected to certain spirits, certain angels, that it just feels like you're disconnected from your physical being at times, presence. But as well, I'm getting a connection to this apple here, a connection to a temptation, to say the least. Spirit pushing you to recognize what you're consuming too much, what you're wrapped up with too much. Feeling very drawn to a lot of you Leos to spooky horror films, thriller content, stuff of that nature. There's something to learn about your past in regards to your future, okay? It's not going to be the same, but it won't, there are going to be some similarities, I feel the need to say, but all the meanwhile in a completely different way, completely different ways, on a completely different note. Your present day situation is going to remind you in a lot of ways of your past. Does that make sense? I just feel like underneath it all, you desire a leap of faith, as I just saw 515, so look up the angel number meaning. But I do feel like you desire a leap of faith that's meant for you and only you, as there's a lot of reasons to celebrate, as I feel like you do feel like you're leaving people behind in a certain way moving forward. Cheers to Leo, cheers to all you've overcome, as there are a lot of butterflies here, okay? The color white being of relevance, look up the spiritual meaning, but I really do feel like you're being pushed to recognize how much you've transformed and how that's helped and hindered a handful of connections in your life, okay? This is the one that stood out to me when I was using this deck previous to this reading. Look at this, the Fates, okay? I believe this one is the, is it the Wheel of Fortune? Okay. Anyways, yeah, it is the Wheel of Fortune. But I just feel as if you're being pushed to recognize that change is the name of the game. And you don't always have to be in the spotlight, all right? As people just want you to show off, want you to produce or to develop more. I just feel like at times when you're feeling up to it, show people what you're made out of, okay? Enjoy the relaxation when you can. The Eight of Wands, things may feel like at times they're moving quite quickly. A lot of communication, a lot of comments, praise, few ounces of criticism. Just allow yourself to recognize that the potential within you leads you to an immense amount of success and a lot of praise and compliments. But of course, it's going to come with a bit of criticism or critiques or just advice in certain ways. Take everything with a grain of salt. Keep your ears open, but you don't have to digest all of it, okay? The Chariot, keep the motivation alive, all right? Just because you're balancing things out and allowing oneself to, 717, look up the angel number meaning. Just because you are balancing things out and you're allowing oneself to relax when you can and then get back to it, work smarter, not harder, doesn't mean the motivation to fulfill your goals is lacking, okay? Don't allow any sort of, they're saying fuckery, but excuse my language, any messing with to alter your confidence moving forward, okay? The color purple as well, taking irrelevance. It just feels like if you look at this imagery right here, you're thinking about different versions of yourself from the past in the next 48 hours and how you do contain the memories for a reason and how they benefited you, but you're so different in comparison to those past versions. They're saying you had more fun, but you're better now. You're better now, as I keep struggling to speak. I also feel like the next 48 hours give you a chance to start again emotionally, to begin fresh in certain ways. Being viewed as somebody who doesn't wrap their emotions up in what they do, but is very empathic, spiritually connected, and or just is much better at being emotionally intelligent from all they've been through, okay? You will remember a lot in the next 48 hours in regards to something that came to an end and or you were pushed to just part ways with, leave behind. I just got a little bit sad when it comes to that. The Lovers and the Ace of Pentacles. A new fresh start within your finances, whether it's a new job, a new investment, you name it, it's closer than you think. You are going to love it. You're going to love it. Keep that in mind, okay? It's meant for you, even if it's just temporary. But all the meanwhile, Six of Cups, memories, dreams, you name it, floating through the week in a very angelic kind of way because of your spiritual connection. And I just feel like these memories are very prominent. Expect them to come to be in the midst of your alone time, as we do have the Hermit card, okay? You are going to also learn more about your past alone time and how that came to be and why you crave it so much these days, okay? in certain ways, but others do desire a level of comfort in the form of connections. They're showing somebody keeping people at arm's length. You may feel like you've been doing that recently. But here we are at the bottom of the deck to wrap things up, feeling as if you're just getting back to feeling like yourself, but recognizing once again the old versions of yourself and realizing how much you're changing from what you're going through now. And again, how much you've changed from the past. Feeling a bit burnt out, a bit stressed at certain points, but calm and peaceful all the meanwhile, not over exuding oneself and planning for the future. As you're reminded, there's a lot of sun to look forward to as you do represent it. Embody a level of peace and comfort, and heal people through your energy, even if you don't think you can. Allow for oneself to be the peace in a situation and just make the best until the best. All right. So I hope this was truly helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Go have yourself an amazing next 48 hours, and I'll definitely see you next time. Bye, Leo.